Sandy Vagina from the channel Geeks and Gamers. You guys know about Sandy Vagina? Check it out.
I mean, this is something we've seen so many times, and it's taken over every industry. Again, fans are always going to be opinionated on things. That's the nature of fandom. Fans are always going to have opinions, but when you have people that are digging into like personal history of people that are like, oh, I don't want this person making this game because they said something I didn't like, or they have a view I didn't like, or they voted for that is not a fan talking like that. Fans truly don't give a shit about people's personal lives and their personal anything. Those that preach the loudest have the most to hide. I have said that over and over and over again, and it always turns out to be true.
You guys catch that? Yeah, the eyebrowless one. Sandy Vagina, Deadpool. He got sand in his vagina that one time because I had Lyndon on here, and Lyndon exposed the grift. He got a lot of sand in his vagina, got really irritated. And I'm using pronouns for him, and Sandy doesn't like pronouns. So I tried to commit to not using pronouns for Sandy because Sandy told me that Sandy doesn't like pronouns. You know, I don't know. That's just how Sandy wants to identify, as having no pronouns. That's up to Sandy. The eyebrowless one. You know, that's something I never really noticed until I started seeing everybody talk about it, right? Like, that he has no eye. I mean, Sandy has no eyebrows. I guess maybe because I'm on the spectrum, maybe I don't like really pay that close attention to the details of people's faces, especially if I think they're shitty people. But yeah, looks like a custom character after hitting random. I mean, all of these do. These three. And she kind of looks like maybe just your default character generator thing too. Yeah, Sandy looks like the randomized character generator thing before you add eyebrows. I imagine that she doesn't. You know what I mean? Like like I said about the women that were on the other stream that I watched, where there was a couple of them. They just look like, on some level, they know that they're like, oh, this is, you know, I can't believe I'm doing this for money. Yeah, I mean, I'm not familiar with them either, but if they're on this channel, I mean, even if they're not chuds, they're chud adjacent. They're supporting chuds. They're trying to build their own brands on being chuds. Gordy. Yeah, Sandy's channel's dying. We can take a look at that if you want. So here we've got the Social Blade. Yeah, they're up a little bit on views in the last month. Up a little bit. Up a little bit. Uh-oh. All right, now let's look at the longer timeline. Sandy is clearly in decline. This is a downward trend. It gets a little peak here and there, but this is overall a downward trend for the channel. Here in May 2019, they were getting over 9 million views. And here in November, they're getting far, far less. Far, far less. Let's see. What was May 2019, guys? Let's think back. Let's you get a no prize. Whoever guesses what was going on in May of 2019 gets the no prize. Captain Marvel. The Brie Larson drama was in full effect at that time, and they were mining it hard. In fact, let's just take a look at that channel at that time. Look at all these Brie Larson videos. Oh, those were the good old days, weren't they, Sandy? Oh, you wish you could get back there, don't you, buddy? I know. If you could just get back there, maybe you could afford those eyebrow implants. Just nonstop Brie Larson shit. God, look at the titles of this shit, man. How small does your dick have to be so upset about Brie Larson? Seriously. I mean, I'm not trying to shame anybody. Not trying to shame anybody with a tiny penis or anything. The most unlikable person on earth. That's not hyperbolic or anything, is it? No. You're not being dramatic for clicks, are you? She doesn't care about the opinions of white men. So? I mean, the implication there is that everyone should care about the opinions of white men. Like, the opinions of white men, dominate society. I don't think it's a big deal if somebody wants to avoid them. Oh my God. Brie Larson unfollows Gal Gadot on Instagram. Like, what a fucking stupid thing to cover. Really? Yeah, Tim Pool did 100 videos on her. That was that was what the algorithm was hitting on back then, dude. Yeah, I mean, that might not be too far off. Like, once I get done with the other thing that I'm going to do, the big project, I might. Because by the way, I don't really do scripted video edited content anymore. I'm doing this now. I'm a streaming channel. I think I've officially, completed my transition to a streaming channel. Doing pretty well, by the way. Thank you guys for that. I got my 2021 year-end report from YouTube, and it's doing pretty well. The channel's doing great. I started streaming regularly early mid-October, but then November, I really hit a stride with streaming where I was like streaming at least once a week, sometimes 2 or 3 times a week. And November of this year was my best month ever on the channel, and I really, really appreciate you guys for helping me get to that. One metric that kind of blew my mind was that people have watched 1.1 million minutes of my channel this year, which is like, what? I don't know that I've ever had that kind of number associated with me, except for like, I don't know, blood cells and mistakes. But yeah, everybody hates Brie Larson. No, you don't hate her. You fucking love her, because how much money did you make off of her, dude? Yep. See, he admits it. Her arrogance gets worse. Claims Captain Marvel is stronger. How is she arrogant for claiming a character is strong? It's the character she plays. Is the Hulk arrogant? Is Mark Ruffalo arrogant for saying that the Hulk is strong? Yeah, well, that's a good point, Darnell. That's going to be really interesting to see, compare the Captain Marvel sequel and how well their content does. That might actually be a pretty good metric for this whole Chud thing. Like, how is it on the? I do feel like it is generally in a downward trend. It still gets the clicks. It's still doing better than I do, because it's dishonest and you don't have to think about it to make that content. It doesn't take any energy to just go on a stream and talk shit on Brie Larson nonstop. There's no nuance to it. You don't have to take time to consider your opinions. All you got to do is fire up the camera, fire up the stream thing, and start ranting angrily. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how well, in comparison, their videos on that do to this. The Avengers hate Brie Larson. I'm sure that Jeremy Renner didn't actually throw shade. Like, what? She has no idea when Captain Marvel 2 is happening. Is that what is that? There was probably definitely a point after each Avenger movie, like Captain America, Iron Man, when you can probably find an interview where they're like, I don't know when it's happening, because you don't always know when the sequel's going to happen. Just the most dishonest fucking garbage, dude. Pure garbage. How feminism ruined her. I think feminism ruined you, Sandy. Body language expert. Jesus Christ. Oh man, it's so bad. All right, so there's that. Yeah, they're gonna go hard on She-Hulk. Yeah, I mean, and I'm sure that won't do as well. The reason that I say that it's going to be interesting with the Captain Marvel sequel, especially, is because of Brie Larson, and because it's going to have Kamala Khan and what's her name, Monica Rambeau. So that's like a threefer of wokeness for them. Which, by the way, I'm looking forward to that movie. I think it's going to be good. I obviously haven't seen Ms. Marvel yet, but it looks like they cast a good actress. I'm sure that they're going to do just as good a job with that as they are with the other shows, if not better. So I am personally looking forward to it. But it's just basically going to be a woke goldmine for them. And it'll be really, really interesting to see how it stacks up to their previous coverage of woke shit. Yeah, bonus, they get to harp on women of color too. I wonder if they're probably going to do some Islamophobia. Yeah, okay, I'm calling it. We're going to see Islamophobia. We're going to see your typical anti-black bigotry, you know, disguised as, oh, I'm just, why you got to force it into the movies and stuff. And we're also going to see, of course, the anti-feminism, anti-Brie Larson hate. They're going to just lose their fucking minds over all of that shit. And maybe it'll do well. Maybe that that combo will give them the, you know, the boost that they look for with everything they cover, because that's what it's all about, is trying to get back to those glory days of Captain Marvel, The Last Jedi, and The Last of Us 2 in particular. Gina, you're right, except that I don't know that they're going to do they're probably not going to do anti-Pakistan racism, because they don't care what country she's originates from. It's all just this, it's all just brown Islam people to them. So, I mean, you're right, but I think that's giving them a little bit too much credit that they actually know or care what country her family's from. Ironheart too. Good point. Good point. He hides his eyebrows better than his racism. Good shit. I mean, they're going to talk shit on Moon Knight for sure, the same way they do with Loki and Hawkeye, but it's like, it's not going to be as, it's not as obvious woke thing with Moon Knight. You know, I mean, yes, Oscar Isaac is Hispanic, and yes, if they consider his dissociative identity disorder, the Mark Spector character, if they consider that wokeness, which, you know, if their logic was consistent, they would, because they're considering Maya Lopez's disability as wokeness, which is fucking stupid. Hey, there just are disabled people, just like there just are black people, and there just are gay people, and there are trans people. And spoiler alert, there are women that exist. And yet they want to cover all of that as if it's woke. We'll see how it goes with Mark Spector and his mental illness. Yeah, anything MCU does, because that gets the clicks, man. Oh, no, they know. I mean, they probably don't know that she's deaf in the comics, but it doesn't matter, because even if they knew she was deaf in the comics, they would consider that woke too. You see. But you're right, they probably don't know. But I mean, they consider Kate Bishop as woke. You know, I mean, you saw the shit where they're talking about she knows how to fight and she knows how to shoot arrows, and how can she do that? We didn't see her learn to do that. I'm trying to start thinking about streams as like, this is a segment. I'm beginning the segment, and now I'm ending the segment. So now I'm ending the Geeks and Gamers segment. So this will make it easier for me whenever I clip these things down and upload them individually.